5 ways to fix your discipline while trading. In today's video, I will be giving you guys 5 different ways to fix your discipline while trading. But before we dive into those 5 different ways, I will be giving you guys my own story, how I fixed my discipline for trading. If you want to skip my personal story, simply scroll down to the next chapter in which you can find the timestamps in the description down below to those 5 different ways. As most of you guys know by now, a few years ago I quit professional football. To be exact, it's about 1.5 years ago. But before that, I played professional football during my entire youth, and I played grown up for a few years as well. Now, during the professional football career, the most important thing that I learned was discipline. Why? Because no matter how bad the weather was, no matter if I felt like it or not, every single day I had to go out there on the pitch and I had to train. I really had to train sometimes like my life depended on it, because I only had one goal at the time, and it was to become a professional football player. So without consistency, without discipline, I would never turn into pro. So to get there, my discipline had to be on another level, and I got there because of my discipline and because of my consistency. Obviously, you need to have a certain amount of talent to get there, but without discipline, without consistency and very hard work, you will never get there. So I translated that back into trading, right? When I started trading, when I started investing, obviously at the beginning I didn't know anything about risk management. But as soon as I found out, quite fast, I knew how important it was to not only know about risk management, but more importantly, to stick to risk management. And in order to stick to risk management, consistency, and to improve, you need to have a certain amount of discipline and consistency. And by playing professional football and combining the professional football with trading and learning how to trade, I had an advantage compared to 99% of the other traders who weren't disciplined. At some point, I quit playing professional football. And at the time, it was going very well with both my community, business, and also with trading and investing. But when I quit professional football, I thought it was time to start partying, to start going out a lot, to work out a lot less than I used to before, to start traveling a lot. And as you guys might understand, because I quit professional playing football and I started doing all these different things, my discipline was lacking. It wasn't lacking, it was horrible at the time. And at the beginning, you won't really notice a difference, right? It wasn't too much of a difference. But at some point, it really started affecting my trading. But it started affecting my routines, and your routines are extremely important. Your daily habits are extremely important, because if you can't stick to your daily habits, how are you ever going to stick to your risk management? How are you ever going to stick to journaling every single trade? How are you going to stick to your strategy, to your system, right? And at some point, it really started affecting my trading, my community, my business, my work, everything included. So in my opinion, at some point I found out that it was actually not luck, it wasn't the market, it wasn't the circumstances. All that it was my discipline that was lacking. So what did I do? I did something very crazy, I would say. I started the 75 hard challenge. And the 75 hard challenge consists out of 2 workouts of at least 45 minutes every single day for 75 days in a row, one inside and one outside, drinking 1 gallon of water every single day, no alcohol, no fast food, no fries, no nothing, right? You have to read a book every single day, at least 10 pages, all right? And I also quitted watching adult movies, all right? So the 75 hard challenge definitely got me back into that disciplined life, into that consistent life. It got me back into my daily routines, into my daily habits, and over time, after a few weeks, I could already see huge effects on my trading, community, business, and work, all right? Also, I felt amazing again, and really this gave me a lot of insights of what is actually important in order for me to be consistently profitable and to be consistently successful with trading. Now you guys have listened to my story, how I fixed my discipline, how I used to be very disciplined, how my discipline was lacking at some point, but like I said, also how I fixed it. So right now, I will be giving you guys 5 different ways to fix your discipline while trading. Number 1, set realistic goals. A lot of people, when they start trading, they set, in my opinion, extremely unrealistic goals. They are targeting for example, a 40% gain on their account every single month, or maybe a 30 or even a 20% gain are, in my opinion, quite unrealistic goals, especially for beginning traders. If you manage to gain about 5 to 10% on your trading account every single month by risking 1%, for example, on each different trade, you are doing extremely well. There are so many traders out there that are targeting unrealistic goals, and what this does is by setting these unrealistic goals, they are taking unrealistic trades in order to reach those goals. By taking those unrealistic trades, they don't stick to their system, they don't stick to their edge on the markets, they start hitting a lot of stop losses or getting stopped at a break even, or at least their trades not being successful. And what happens after a few stop losses, it starts fucking with their heads, because those unrealistic goals are only getting further and further and further ahead of them. And at some point they start realizing that if they don't start taking extra risks, they are not going to reach their goals. So what happens is they start not sticking to the risk management system in order to reach their goals. They start lacking discipline, because instead of sticking to the system no matter what, they start taking extra trades outside of their system to reach those unrealistic goals, right? So in order to fix that, in order to give yourself a lot of peace of mind, you need to start setting realistic goals. Start by getting really small. Start by saying to yourself that you want to become consistently profitable for 3 months in a row. That's a realistic goal. After you have become consistently profitable for 3 months in a row, tell yourself that you want to reach at least 5% a gain a month on your trading account for 3 months in a row. By setting these realistic goals, you can work towards your goals, and you won't stop sticking to your system if your goal is getting further and further ahead. It will give you a lot of peace of mind. This way you will stick to your discipline and you won't lack any of it. Number 2, fix your daily habits. I've been telling you guys this many times. Your daily habits do actually reflect back to your trading. It might sound stupid, it might sound crazy, but start your day with making your bed. Start your day with a few glasses of water. Start your day with eating healthy, right? Instead of straight away getting out of bed, getting behind the computer, start opening up the charts, all stressed, not even woke up properly yet, and start trading. Instead of that, make sure to set your alarm every single day at the same time. Start your day with a few daily habits, with a few daily routines, and trust me, over time, this will reflect back to your trading. Other habits that reflect a little bit more to trading are a little more important maybe on the first glance for trading are, for example, journaling. By journaling every single trade before and after, no matter what kind of trade it is, no matter how the trade played out, this is one way of sticking to your daily routines, because by doing this every single day, you will improve, and this way, this will reflect back to your trading and to your profitability. So sticking to your daily habits, no matter how you feel, no matter what kind of day it is extremely important in order to fix your trading. By sticking to these daily habits, this also helps you by managing your time correctly. A lot of you guys, for example, still work full-time or maybe part-time next to trading, and by sticking to these daily habits, executing these daily habits on every single day, you will have a lot more time and a lot more energy to devote to trading as well. Number 3, fix your risk management. I've been telling you guys so many times, but you guys still seem to not understand this one at all. By fixing your risk management system, you will give yourself so much peace of mind. It's so extremely important to fix that risk management, to give yourself a clear system. On what trade am I willing to risk what percentage of my portfolio? What RR am I targeting on what trade? By doing this, you always know that no matter what, you have a certain system to fall back to, right? And without knowing, you never can look yourself in the mirror and take accountability for the losses that you took, for the money that you lose, right? But by giving yourself a clear risk management system, you always know what to fall back to, you always know what to stick to, and by combining that with discipline, you know that no matter what, you will always stick to it, all right? And by not setting unrealistic goals, you can also stick to that risk management system, right? So this all is in confluence with each each other, right? As you guys can already see. Because if you set unrealistic goals, you won't stick to your risk management system to reach those unrealistic goals. And at the end of the day, this way you're going to lack discipline, you're going to lack consistency, and over time you will lose a lot of money. Number 4, keep track of a journal. Guys, I know this is one of the most boring things out there, but by keeping track of a journal, you know that before you enter a trade, you always have to write down into the journal why you are taking the trade, what your risk is on the trade, during what session you are entering the trade, what your confluences are for the trade. And by doing this before you enter the trade, before you enter the limit entry, and this is also one of the reasons why I almost never work with market entries, because if I use limit entries, it offers me a lot of time to first fill out the trade into my journal and to actually write down the reasoning for my trade. And by writing down the reasoning for your trade, you will see whether you stuck to your trading system or not. Because sometimes, even I sometimes, right? I'm writing down the reasoning for my trade. And while I'm writing down the reasoning for my trade and looking back into my previous successful and wrong trades, I'm actually noticing that I'm not sticking to my trading system, right? Or that I'm entering a trade for the wrong reasons. So by keeping track of a journal, before I enter the trade, I know whether my trade is according to my system or not. And that once again gives me a lot of peace of mind and helps me stick to my discipline. Now, once you hit stop loss, once you hit take profit, journal the trade. I know if you hit stop loss, sometimes you just want to punch a fucking hole into your screen or you get angry. But by calming yourself down and first writing down what actually went wrong and first reflecting back onto that stop loss instead of going out there and finding a new trade, you once again will give yourself a lot of peace of mind and a clear mind. Go for a walk, write down everything that went wrong into the journal, take accountability. Don't blame your stop loss on news, don't blame your stop loss on the markets. Blame the stop loss on your own system, on your own confluences, and always take accountability. And by writing down your mistakes into the journal after you hit that stop loss, you will give yourself a lot of peace of mind. And trust me, the next time you look at a chart, you will implement those previous mistakes onto that new chart and you will find yourself a profitable trade. Instead of full with emotion, going to the chart and trying to find a new trade, the chances of hitting a stop loss are a lot higher. So even though journaling is extremely boring, trust me, it will help you fix your discipline while trading. Number 5, create and stick to a trading system. By creating a very clear and obvious trading system, you always know what kind of confluences you have to look for on the chart, what kind of triggers you need to get for your trade. And this way it becomes so easy to become disciplined and patient and easily wait for the trade to always come to you instead of going out there and chasing a trade, right? And by building this system, and trust me guys, it takes a lot of time, it takes a lot of effort, it takes a lot of errors in order to create that system. But by building that system, not only for executing your trades, but also building a very clear system for risk management. And even a risk management system takes time, because over time you will know when to risk a little more, when to risk a little less, and it takes time and it takes errors. And by making these errors, by investing a lot of time and effort into this trading system, all you have to do is wait for the triggers of the trading system to present themselves, and then you can execute your trades. So what does this give us? It gives us a lot of peace of mind once again. And trust me guys, this peace of mind is so extremely important in order to remain disciplined, to remain consistent. And I've been teaching you guys that by remaining disciplined and consistent, you can become a profitable trader. Without discipline, without consistency, in my opinion, and I think in many other traders, their opinion, it's impossible to become consistently profitable. So create a trading system, stick to it, remain patient, remain disciplined, and over time, you will become profitable. So in today's video, I gave you guys my own story, how I fixed my discipline while trading, and besides it, I gave you guys 5 different ways to fix that discipline. So make sure to set those realistic goals, make sure to fix those daily habits. Don't forget to always stick to your risk management system, and by sticking to that risk management system and combining that with realistic goals, it will help you to remain disciplined and consistent. Also guys, I know how boring it is to keep track of a journal, but please guys, make sure to do so. And don't forget to keep improving your trading system. By improving your trading system, you know when to execute a trade. It will be very easy to remain disciplined, consistent, and patient. And over time, I promise you, you will become profitable.